What's up again? I'm KB from TK Stitch. Once again, another embroidery video. Thank you guys for clicking and watching. Today, we're gonna be working on a robe. This robe right here was just dropped off yesterday and they needed tomorrow, so we only got one shot. We only got the one and it feels really nice. I'm sure it wasn't that cheap either. Nothing crazy with the text. This is gonna have a name in the front, probably about 4 inches. We'll see right now. I have to try it on, get the placement going. But on the back, they want pretty much like the upper back, a line of text. Also pretty straightforward, but I'll show you guys in the digitizing what I'll do, so it's more legible, I guess, bigger. We'll pretty much like try to squeeze in the word and then making the whole thing bigger, hopefully looking cleaner. I have the garage door open, so I'll be getting some sunlight to the face. Don't mind it. Go a little bit over how I communicated this project with the person. It was through Instagram, and they pretty much just told me what they wanted to say and the placement on the robe. That's pretty much it. Once I get started, then more questions start to come up. What font, what color, the back design, the structure of how she wants the text to be formatted pretty much. But anyways, this is how I do it. I only do a few examples. I'm not gonna go through a whole list and show them all the fonts that come on Hatch. I try to throw in a little bit of everything. We got a little cursive here, most basic font, something with a little style, you know, but that's about it. And they chose this one. This one's gonna be for the name up in the front. I'm gonna bring these letters closer together because as they come, they do not connect, and they need to. Same as here. Probably could get away with it a little bit more. Oh, so this was gonna be on the back. This is how I showed the example of the text, but they wanted it this way. So pretty much so it runs across the back more instead of being kind of like in the center, more of a square. It's gonna be running to the sides. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna be bringing in the text a little bit closer together so I could have it looking as big as possible. For now, I'll delete everything. This one, pretty straightforward. I'm gonna start off with 4 inches in width. I think this one though, we do have to break it apart in order to be able to move the letters, just so they touch. I have done projects before where I've forgotten to do this part and it's not that awesome. The thing is, right now it looks like if I want to match them perfectly, the text is kind of starting to go up a little bit. Maybe if I just tilt it a bit now. What I'll do is I'll keep everything as long as they match here. I'm not gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually go in here, break it up, because right now you can't change the nodes. We'll break it apart once more, and we'll just make sure that we could get it to match. Okay, it does not look that clean. Gonna have to do the same with this. I don't think these are things that the person looks at and be like, oh, there's some funny business here, but you still do want it to look as clean as possible. So we'll do a little bit of this. And there we go. This one ended up a little funky. There's this one here. There we go. Natural. All right, let me go ahead and recenter that. Put it back to 4 inches. This is on like that fuzzy material of the robe, so I'm gonna go ahead and up the density quite a bit. I'm also gonna be using the water solvy stuff on top as well. For this one, I think for the back, I think we're gonna have to use the Melco because I have this hoop. This is gonna have to be pretty big. It's gonna have to be 12 inches in width. For the Tajima, I don't have one this size. I have one that's pretty big too, but as I mentioned before in other videos, this one has like the notches that makes it really easy to line up on the actual garment. The Tajima one doesn't have any type of indication where I could like physically see and feel that I've hooped correctly. So I'm gonna use the Melco for the back part. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and gather all these together and we'll continue. We got all the letters together. Now just got to make sure everything looks spaced out evenly, making sure on the X position they're centered. Zero that out. Same with this. And here we go. It is smaller now, so now we're able to bump it up back to 12 again. I am gonna run a sample, the front text and this text, again, because we only have the one robe, so I don't want to mess it up or just not licking the way it's supposed to be. That's about it. I think I'm just gonna put up the density as well on this one. We'll skip me running the test, but I will show you how it's licking, and then we'll go from there. Here it is, running both Tajima and Melco. Trying to get the sample done a little bit faster. Meanwhile that's going, I put on the robe, try to get the best positioning here for the top left. I'm not gonna go any higher than the end of this tape here, and I won't go past this tape going that way, because the robe folds over a little bit like that. It's gonna be right here. Just like it might be a little tricky to get it really straight, but we're gonna do whatever we can. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. Looking nice. I think that's a really good size. We're gonna go with that. It's gonna be an orange though, not blue. This one's giving me a ton of issues right now, I think, because the density is like crazy high, and this is just a very thin material that I'm running it on. I keep on getting thread breaks, hoping I don't have these issues on the robe. Well, while that finishes, we'll go ahead and hoop this real quick. I mean, nothing to it. I have the robe laid out as straight as possible, and hopefully we can hoop it straight. Wham. With a ring down there. This is a nice robe. Look at that. Okay. I did make the design half an inch bigger. It looked too small. This robe looks pretty big, so this thing is really thick. I got this thing almost fully closed, so I'm gonna have to open it almost all the way, I'm sure. Like that. If anything, I could tighten it after. That milk was struggling. I'm trying to get this really straight here, and the sides as well. Throws me off because it has this line here that goes. Come on, baby. The hoop was a little too loose, but I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm just gonna try to tighten it as much as I can here. It looked pretty good. I hope that it actually is once it's all done. Tug on it just a bit. There you go. That's good there. Okay, this one finally finished. Tons of thread breaks. I could barely get through it. I probably won't be doing much to that. We're just gonna go with that. Pretty good size, and it is what it is. It is kind of like a long line of text. So let's go ahead and throw this one onto the machine now. Just gotta make sure that nothing hangs underneath here and gets caught. Last job we did, we were embroidering front left and sleeve. We got 2 sweaters that got caught. It was a mission trying to replace just the one sweater, because nobody had it. It's a gray, like a ash gray. I think it's the ash one. The one that's like really light, kind of heather looking. Such a mission, but anyways, we got through it. And now we're actually doing more for that person, except we're gonna be doing DTF prints. Okay, let's get this lined up here. So we have our clear tape here. Gonna line that up to the top, because it's not supposed to go any higher than that. And then when I do the trace, shouldn't go past that yellow tape on the left side here, which it does a bit. Scoot that over. I can't scoot it too much over because it might hit here, the corner, but we'll do as much as we can. It's like right in the middle of the tape. I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and take these off. Put on our salvia on top of that. Here it is right here. I pretty much did one long strip, but I'm gonna fold it up. So I'm doubling down on this. just like that. And as our boys from the Bear would say, let it rip. You got to keep a close eye when it's when you got a lot of extra fabric hanging on, because like I was mentioning, this could easily get caught down there, and it is a mess trying to unstitch. Most of the times you can't, and then you just lose. That is one crispy licking E. Hope the rest look just as crisp. Right there we have the connection that we changed up. The bottom of the L looks nice, perfectly lined up. I think because since I broke it down though, it does an extra cut. It does those little parts at the bottom separately, and then it continues. All good. Let's get down to the T. Is his name still pronounced Elliot? Or is it Elliot? Elliot, where you at? I feel like it's still Elliot for some reason. I have to triple check the spelling on this one before I even started digitizing. From where I'm standing, that looks nice, looks neat. I will clean it up a little bit, but not until the end, where I'll really clean it up, try it on, see if it came out straight and how it's looking. We're gonna have to jump onto the back right now, get done. I don't think I could even go any bigger if I wanted to than this, which by the way, it's perfect, but I'm just saying because the sleeves reach way back. Check it out. So there's already the stitching for the sleeve here and here. So that's gonna create a bit of an issue maybe, because I can't fully stretch that out. If I stretch it out from here, it bunches up here. So I'm gonna try to maybe just let it bunch up down here and just have this main area straight, hopefully. We'll see. Luckily we do have this stitching here down the middle, so we'll use that. And we also have this line that runs across as well. We'll use that to center up. I'm gonna put you guys on the tripod and let's see if we could do this. I'm really not seeing how I could do this. It's just, there's nowhere. Like, how am I gonna hoop this? If I hoop this, it's gonna grab this fold right here, and then trying to get it straight. Oh no! We might have to change it to where it doesn't extend as far. And everything just fell. Okay. I officially hate this project. I somewhat got it on. I don't know if it's straight. We got all the wrinkles there. I'm still gonna try to pull those out so at least I get the text here flat and straight. I mean, it's just horrible. It has a little underneath it. Well, you can't see it, but it has a little like loop to hang. That was in the way. It has a tag on there. Like I mentioned, I don't know if it's gonna be straight once it's all done. There's also the stitching from the sleeve. Try to get the same amount of space here as here. It looks like it is. This stitching that I mentioned earlier, same thing. I'm trying to have it be positioned around the same area of the hoop. Besides that, it's all gonna be whether the text gonna come out a little like this, you know. Hopefully not. Let me try to get this all straightened out. I gotta tighten the hoop underneath because it keeps on popping off, and we're gonna go for it. Here it is. It's almost all flattened out right here. I can't flatten this little bunch. It's right there. Oh well, we're gonna run it right here, right below. So even if it does reach here, it should be right below all that creasing. Just putting one strip. It's not as fluffy as like a blanket. It's not bad at all. I still have to put the orange, get it from that machine, throw it on this one, then we'll press the green button. The Melco is not very content friendly with this thing here in the way, so I'm gonna try to get a time lapse from this angle down here. Probably won't be able to see much, but we'll do a progress check in a bit.
The text is looking really nice. I like the font. It's coming out clean. Now if it's all straight at the end, it's gonna be one nice job. It's done. Let's get it over on the table. Nothing got eaten up on the back. Damn. Hard to read on this orange, but I think I'm gonna need to like actually try it on. To see if it came out straight, but I think we'll get a good idea right now. So gonna need a bunch of cleaning for sure because of this stuff here. I taped the back of the hoop as much as I could to the backing, try to make it a little bit easier. It didn't help, but from the looks of it, this came out clean. I think it did come out pretty straight. Pretty much it's lined up with the stitch line right up here. I'll put it on in a bit. I'm gonna fully clean it up. I'll put it on, show you guys the front and the back, and that'll be it, finally. All right, I just ate, kind of just cooled down, reset. Everything came out good, thankfully, because, man, it could have gotten wrong. Couldn't been crooked. Could have stitched but we kept an eye on it, and today's efforts have paid off. Go ahead and try on this. Try it on for size. Might have to keep it. Unstitch their name. That's pretty nice. This thing barely folds over the E, but I think once they got it, they gonna like it. What do you guys think? Elliot, it came out pretty straight too. I'll think about it. And the back, pretty straight too, I think, from what I saw. What do you guys think? I think it's kind of cool, like, even though it is a straight line, but it just naturally curves along the back. I think it's pretty cool. Now, this wasn't a big show-offy design, you know, it wasn't no 3D puff on a hat or doing something crazy, just simple text. But whenever I do something on like a piece of garment that I don't usually do, something always comes up. It was just a challenge to get it hooped up. It wasn't ideal, but we made it work, and the way that we sized it was perfect. I don't think we could have gone much bigger. As you guys saw, it already like was going towards the edge, far out over here, so that was pretty good. And I mean, most importantly, I know that the person that got this is happy that she's getting it because she's gifting it for somebody else, and to just go out of their way. She does not live anywhere near where I live, but yet she dropped it off. I'm also doing a hat for her. Probably won't do a video for that. I gotta get it done right now because she's coming tomorrow. But she drove really far. She's gonna come scoop it up tomorrow, and she was really excited to get it done for her friend that she's gifting it to. So that's really cool. There are times where it takes me a long time to get something done just right, because I don't want the person that I'm giving it to look at it and like think it's subpar, kind of whack. And then the day comes, I give it to them and they don't even look at what I'm giving them to them. I even tell them like, oh, you want to check it out? They're like, no, it's all right. They just take it, get in their car and leave, and I'm like, okay, well, I did what I had to do. But I'm glad this one came out clean. That's a nice robe. It's even nicer now that it's specialized for somebody. But that's it for this one. If you guys did enjoy and want to continue seeing more embroidery videos, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel here. Much appreciated. That's it for this one. Deuces.